Hey everybody, it's me, Sarah. So I thought I'd try something new with my camera this time for a second, and kind of make the video like I did with the video of the stuff that I got from my roommate. And actually, I wanted to make this video because I picked up some stuff from Craigslist today on just a whim, really, kind of. I mean, the last couple weeks I've been looking for Gameboy Advance SP because I got those Zelda Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages games from my roommate who moved out. Yeah, that's my cat. Paris. Who apparently really likes the charger. No, don't do that. Okay. Anyways, my roommate left me those games, the Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages games. So I've been looking for a Game Boy Advance so that I could play them because I don't actually have a Game Boy anymore, and I do have a Game Boy player on my GameCube, but I don't really know that the resolution for my big giant TV with my Game Boy player really looks right. So anyways, down to the point, I went ahead and have been looking on Craigslist for Game Boy Advance SPs, and every time I call somebody, they're always gone before I get them. I just always miss it. So I finally got one today where the lady said I was the second person who called, and her phone was blowing up. And I pretty much probably bugged her like crazy because I sent her a couple messages asking her basically like, please, can I meet up with you if this person doesn't call? And she went ahead and ended up meeting me even earlier than that, so I went ahead and got this Game Boy Advance SP. Well, the really cool thing about it is I just started learning about Game Boy Advance SPs because I was trying to figure out what kind of Game Boy I wanted to play my Game Boy games on. I have a few Game Boy games that are left over from my childhood, but I don't have that many. Most of them got sold, but I have a couple, and then I got those Zelda games, and I've got a few other random games here and there. My Game Boy Advance games I mostly just play on my DS Lite, which I still have, and I just use this to play my Game Boy Advance games, but I really wanted to be able to play the color games, just the regular Game Boy games and the Game Boy Color games, in as much good detail as I could. So I was researching these, and apparently there was a remodel of this Game Boy Advance SP, which I'm so lucky because this person had all this stuff. I got this charger, I got this bag with like headphones in it, which I'm probably just gonna throw this away because this is really ratty and it's kind of torn up, and I wouldn't use used headphones, but it came with a car charger and, of course, the system, and also a big giant bag of random games, all for $30. And then I ended up paying the woman that I met $5 extra for meeting up with me early. And it was totally worth it to me. I mean, now, just from looking at this, you can't tell that this is one of the special systems, but if you're ever looking at a Goodwill or a Savers and you want to know if the print of your Game Boy Advance SP is the first print or the second print, you can look on the back. And what that means is the first print of this had a frontlit screen, and the reprint of the Game Boy Advance SP actually had a backlit screen. So what that means is that I can't really show you in comparison because I don't have the other system, but apparently it's just kind of a lighter and brighter screen, which is really cool because I like a really well-lit screen. So that was really what I was looking for. So these are actually a little more expensive than the regular systems. They only came in 3 colors plus 2 special edition colors. And if you want to know when you're looking for these, whether it's one of the special models or not, you can look on the back and it'll have a model number on it. And you can't really see with my camera here, but on the back of this, in the top corner, it does say AGS 101, and that means that it's the second print system, which has a brighter, lighter screen. So yeah, anyways, a lot of explanation for something weird, but I was really excited that I got all this stuff for $35. I also got a bunch of random games, which I'll show you guys real quick what I got here. It's nothing really that exciting. Like, I was hopeful it would be decent stuff, but it's really nothing that great. But I'll just kind of zoom in and show you guys what I've got here. This one is SpongeBob. I've got some kind of Matchbox Air, Land, and Sea Rescue. I don't know. I mean, a lot of this stuff is kind of like whatever, but Lilo and Stitch too. I actually played this for a few minutes, and it seemed kind of okay. The controls were not too bad on it. The Wild. I don't know what that is. It's a Disney game. I did get Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Color, which is pretty cool. And this one is the Wild Thornberry movie. A lot of Disney games and kind of like kiddie type games. But the good thing about the system that I got is that it's kind of scuffed up on the top, like right here, but the screen is completely flawless. It has not a scratch on it. Fairly Odd Parents. This is Pirates of the Caribbean. And this one is Cartoon Network Speedway. This is Cubix, which apparently used to be a 3DO game, but it's a Game Boy Color game port. Here's a Crash Bandicoot game, which I think is a combined with Spyro kind of a game. It's called Ripto's Rampage, so I think it's like a Spyro and Crash game. This is Dave Mira 2 Freestyle BMX. It's some kind of dirt bike type game, or I don't really know anything about that either. Pac-Man Collection, Shrek Game Boy Color. I couldn't get this one to work. Super Mario Deluxe, which this is basically like just the original Super Mario game, but on a Game Boy Color cart. Jimmy Neutron. Here's 2 Nicktoon Collection videos. There's one, and here's another one. I've got 1 and 2. Which these are horrible. I tried to watch this earlier to see what this was all about, and it's got horrible picture. It's all blurry. It's not very good at all. Spyro, Season of Ice, Paperboy and Rampage. This is kind of cool. I didn't try this one out yet. And Scooby-Doo, which I also couldn't get this to work, but if I stick a Q-tip in here and clean it out with some peroxide, it should be okay. And I'll try it again. So yeah, I got all these Game Boy games. I think there are 19 games in total, or something like that. And Game Boy Advance SP, the second print, and AGS 101 for $35. So, pretty cool. And now, since I'm making a Game Boy video, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys some of my other stuff. I'll show you guys what Game Boy games I do have. Now, here we go. I'll stack them here so you guys can see them. I don't have a lot of Game Boy games, as you can see. These are just Game Boy games. I'm not going to show you guys my GBA games just yet, but like I said, my collection of this stuff is very small because almost all the games from my childhood were gotten rid of. So I really didn't get to keep any of these. We moved around a lot when I was a kid, so we ended up leaving everything behind all the time and always selling stuff, and it wasn't until I got a little bit older that I could really fight for my things and say, hey, no, I don't want to get rid of my stuff, please. So this is that Zelda Oracle of Ages game I got from my roommate Josh, so if you're out there watching, Josh, thanks. And the other one, it's Mate, should be in here somewhere. Here it is, his Zelda Oracle of Seasons game. So those are new. This one is new too. I just picked this up from a local video game store the other day for $1. It's Crazy Castle 3. I've never played this game before, but I did used to play Crazy Castle 2 all the time on my regular Game Boy, and I remember really enjoying that game. It was kind of dumb, and I know I used to sit around and guess passwords for it because I thought that was really fun to like try to figure out what the passwords for the levels were. So I would just like write down all the different possibilities in a notebook and guess them. I don't know. I was a weird kid. But so I haven't played that one yet, but I have 3 now. This is Conker's Pocket Tales. I have Conker's Bad Fur Day for the N64. I haven't played this Game Boy game. I really just got it because it was a Conker game and it's Rareware, even though I've heard that this is kind of a really bad game, but I don't know. This is an Adventure Island port. It's Adventure Island 2. This I ended up picking up from Craigslist a while ago when somebody sold me a boxed Super Nintendo not too long ago, and they happened to have a few Game Boy games, and I felt kind of like inclined to be nice and buy some other stuff. And off of him, I also ended up getting a DuckTales Game Boy port. And I'm guessing that this is a direct port of the NES version of DuckTales, but I'm not completely 100% positive. I haven't really gotten to play any of my Game Boy games that I got new because I haven't had a Game Boy to play them on. So, this is a Harvest Moon Game Boy game, and I still need to get, I think they have 2 and 3 on the Game Boy as well, so I still need to get a couple more of these, but that's just for my Harvest Moon collection. Dragon Warrior Monsters. This is really cool. I found this in a furniture store, actually. They had buckets of games, like old Game Boy games. So I went ahead and picked this up. It's pretty fun. Now, the only original Game Boy games that I have, I'm going to show you in a second, but I'll show you my Pokemon Yellow game, which I ordered Zelda Link's Awakening probably, I don't know, a few years ago on eBay. I ordered it because I love that game a lot, and the people actually sent me Pokemon Yellow instead, which was fine with me because I played this game and I really love this game too, so I just kept it, and they were like equal value, so I really didn't worry about it or make a fuss, but I love this game. It's really fun. Alright, now I'll show you guys my original Game Boy games. I've got Kirby's Dream Land 2, and this game I absolutely love. I guess that must have been why I held on to this, like, instead of holding on to anything else, but I only ended up holding on to like 2 games from my original set of games when I was a kid, and this was one of them, and I really like this game because you get to use animals in the game to help Kirby out. And there's a hamster, an owl, and a fish. And my favorite is the owl because I really like to fly around with him, and owls are my favorite animal. So this game's really pretty cool. I like it. I'm not a huge fan of the Kirby franchise. It's kind of alright for me. They are doing a 20th anniversary collection of Kirby stuff pretty soon here. I'm pretty sure that Nintendo's releasing like 6 games on one Wii disc. And I think that this is one of the games that they're putting on it, so you might want to check that out if you're into the Kirby franchise. And I also held on to my Super Mario Land game. This game is kind of weird and different than the other Mario games, but I still like it. It's just really strange. The coin boxes in the game are really super tiny and small, and the music's kind of different too, but it's kind of interesting. And my very favorite game that I held on to from when I was a kid is Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins. And the game is in here, but this box I actually ordered off of eBay separate because I saw it on there, and I really love this game, so I figured I'd make my game look all pretty and put it in a nice box, and the instructions are in here too, so pretty cool. I love this game. It's so much fun. The best part about it is the bunny power-up. Bunnies used to be my favorite animal, and I really like the little flapping ears. You have little bunny ears on each side, and it's like on each side. It's kind of a bad, like, I don't have both my hands to show you, but the bunny ears kind of flip up and down on the ends, and you can fly with it. And the worlds in this game are really quirky and weird too. The layout for the worlds is really, really weird. They have like a pumpkin world, and they have it's like a Mario world. It's Mario Zone, but it looks to me like a Nutcracker. It's really creepy and weird. And this game's just really kind of different and very interesting. I really like it a lot, and I love the mini games in this one as well. It's super fun. So this is probably, I don't know if I'd say it's my very favorite Game Boy game, but it's definitely up there on the list. I don't know if it's this or Link's Awakening that takes the top spot, but I love both those games, and I might just have to go with this one because I really do love this game a lot. So now real quick I'll show you guys the GBA games that I have. There's not a lot of them, so it's not going to take very long or anything like that. I've got Shining Force, which I don't really know anything about this. I saw it for like $1 or $2, and I know it says $5, but it was actually cheaper than that because it was like a discount game, and I just picked it up because it was Atlas. So I haven't played this yet. The same is true for this one. It's called Onimusha Tactics. Don't really know anything about it. This one's a really cool game that kind of resembles the Pokemon games. It's called Demi Kids. There's two different versions of this one. I do have the dark version right here in my hands, and I also have the light version as well. But I don't know where it went because I stupidly put it inside one of my DS cases. And I don't know where it is. I can't find it. I have to go through all of my DS games and look inside the boxes to see which case it's in. So I didn't pull it out, but I do have the other version of this as well. And if you're into collecting games or like the games where you make pacts with demons and stuff like that, this is a really interesting game. So you might want to check out Demi Kids. It's kind of a, you know, kind of weird kind of game, but it's a collection monster kind of game, so you might want to check it out. And it's Atlas too. This is Hamtaro. This game, I remember, is actually really fun. I couldn't really tell you that much about it, but I enjoyed playing it. And Fire Emblem, of course. I got this at a garage sale a long time ago for like $1. And it was totally worth it. I love the Fire Emblem games. This one is the Sacred Stones. And this is a really great game. I love the Fire Emblem franchise. They always make really top-notch games. Great strategy RPG. So if you like strategy RPGs and you haven't played Fire Emblem, especially this one, the Sacred Stones, you should definitely get this. It's a great game. And here's a bootleg game. This is a Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland game. I never played this. It's just a bootleg that I ordered off of eBay because I went through a phase when I was ordering bootleg games just to see and learn everything I could about them. And this is a really bad bootleg too because the Nintendo logo on it is really blurry. And again, you can't really see it with my camera, but it's, trust me, it's a really horrible bootleg game. And I also have Yggdra Union in a box with instructions. So I have the PSP version of this now as well, but this is an awesome game as well. And then of course a Harvest Moon GBA game, More Friends of Mineral Town. And here we have another bootleg game. This is Pokemon Leaf Green. This is a very bootleg game, so if you buy games on eBay, especially GBA games, please be very careful because pretty much every GBA game, especially the Pokemon ones, they're all bootleg. And this one actually has like a ripped up label, and if you look inside, it doesn't have the Nintendo markings inside. If you look inside GBA games, it should say Nintendo and have a serial number inside the cartridge. And you can't really see it with my camera, but I always look inside of them with my flashlight and check them out because bootleg games are very common and rampant. Maybe I'll make a video on how to spot bootleg games. I don't know if anyone would be interested in that, but it's a real problem. So you need to be careful of it. I kind of kept it because I thought it was kind of weird and different, and I don't know. Then I have an original Game Genie, which I haven't actually ever used this one, but I used to have one when I was a kid. This one I just picked up because it was in a box, and it came with the booklet and everything, and I just thought it was really cool and kind of nostalgic. Brought me back a little bit to my childhood, so I had to pick it up. And I also got the instructions to Crazy Castle 3, which I showed earlier. This was like 50 cents at a video game store recently. And I picked up the instruction manual for Zelda Link's Awakening because I know at some point I'm either going to get this game in real life or I'm going to download it on the 3DS. So you can also download the Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins game on the 3DS, so if you're interested at all in playing this, I highly recommend that you download them on the 3DS, because they're a lot of fun. So that is all the Game Boy stuff that I have, I believe, except for that one game that I told you guys about, because I cannot find it, and it's in my DS case somewhere. And like I said, I don't really have a lot of Game Boy stuff. And then this is the new stuff that I got today. All of these games. So, yeah. And my little Game Boy Advance SP here, which I'm really happy about. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope it wasn't too long for you all. And it's kind of just a random spur-of-the-moment video because I was just going to show you guys my Game Boy stuff that I got. But then I got kind of caught up in showing you guys all my Game Boy stuff. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Bye.